Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolfe Pit. I recently received and did a video on the Habor XL 5.8 quart air fryer. Well, that was over a month ago and I just cannot seem to stop using it. I use it at least 2 to 3 times a week. It's really easy to use, even a dummy like me can figure it out, and it's super easy to clean. But the best thing about it is everything I've cooked in it has turned out perfect. Extra crispy fried chicken, extra crispy chicken wings, extra crispy veggie tots, numerous steaks like this ribeye, crab cakes, frozen clam strips, some sort of frozen pigs in the blanket thingies that my wife got, and frozen grilled cheese sticks. I didn't even know they made such a thing as frozen grilled cheese sticks, but they were also good. It also perfectly cooked semi-homemade pizzas in a hurry. Oh, did I forget to mention, this is a steak cooking machine. Well, all those foods were cooked in the Habor 5.8 quart air fryer, which is quite big. So I wanted to see if size really matters, and see if a smaller air fryer can cook as well as a bigger one, and how much food you can fit in it. So today, I'm going to be making ABTs, also known as Atomic Buffalo Turds, or simply bacon-wrapped jalapeno poppers in Habor's 3.8 quart oilless fryer, which has a quite a bit smaller footprint on your countertop than the 5.8 quart does. So maybe the smaller one is a better choice for small kitchens or dorm rooms. It has a list of preset recommended temperatures, but you can also manually change the temperature if you like. It also has a memory, so every time you open it up to check the food, and you slide it back in, you don't need to reset it. It continues cooking at the same time and temperature. The fryer basket removes easily when the food's done. And both baskets are dishwasher safe for easy cleanup. And this is how foods cook evenly with rapid air circulation. So instead of the food being surrounded by oil, the food is surrounded by circulating hot air, which helps reduce the fat in some foods by 80%. Now, if this Habor 3.8 quart air fryer works well for today's cook, and you're even thinking about purchasing an air fryer, this Habor 3.8 quart air fryer is going on sale on Amazon starting on January 14th through January 20th. There's a link and a coupon code for $15 off in the description. So let's make some jalapeno poppers. I have 4 very large jalapenos here, and they are much bigger than they really look. The camera just doesn't do them justice. I went ahead and rinsed them off, cut them in half, cored out the seeds of the membrane, and then stuffed the poppers, but I didn't film it all because I already have a lot of videos showing this already, and I didn't want to bore you, the people, and be redundant. I'll put a link on how I clean, stuff, and wrap them right up here. For the stuffing, I wanted something a little bit different. I didn't want the typical cream cheese or other cheese combinations. I wanted some sort of seafood, and I didn't want to break the bank. And I wanted to be lazy. Well, I didn't want to be lazy. I am lazy. So I bought 3 Charleston-style crab cakes, which at the time they were on sale for $3 each. So the price was right, and my filling was pretty much made. So when I got the crab cakes home, I broke them up, and they seemed to be a little bit dry and a little bit more breading than crab meat. But I really did expect that, because after all, you get what you pay for. So I kicked the crab meat mixture up with an egg, a bit of mayonnaise, and a little Old Bay. And then we gave it a good mix and overstuffed each pepper half. Next was the great debate, to wrap the poppers in bacon or to not wrap them in bacon. I definitely didn't want to overpower the little bit of crab meat with bacon. But bacon rules, so of course we wrapped them. The poppers went into the fridge to firm up for a bit. After stuffing all the peppers, we had a good amount of filling left, so I decided to make some crab balls. So we grabbed a bit of crab meat, and then we very gently and carefully cut the scavenger balls in our hands and softly rolled them between our hands. You definitely never want to overwork your balls. It'll make them tough and chewy. So while the poppers were chilling, let's get the balls in the basket. I guess you could say in that one swift move, I turned crab balls into basketballs. Ladies and gentlemen, the jokes don't stop here, and I'll be here all week. Slide the basket back into the fryer and select your temperature and time. The temperatures are in 25-degree increments, starting at 275 and up to 400. Since everything seemed to cook faster in the big air fryer, I'm going to assume this one will too. So I'm setting the temperature to 325 degrees for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes at 325 degrees, the crab balls looked and smelled absolutely amazing. Beautifully golden brown. So let's get them out of the fryer and get our poppers in. And like I said, these peppers were huge. So these are definitely going to be a tight fit in the smaller air fryer. Well, they all fit, but I normally don't like the bacon touching. And we actually had to stack a couple poppers, which made me worry about achieving the perfect level of crispification. But that's why we're doing this video, to see if size matters. Usually when I make poppers, I cook them on the grill at 250 degrees, which allows the smoke to penetrate and allows the bacon to slowly render, which prevents the bacon from shrinking too much, too fast, which will end up squeezing your filling out. On the grill or smoker, they usually take between 1.5 to 2 hours. And I knew they weren't going to take that long in the air fryer, so I set the Habor 3.8 quart air fryer to 325 degrees for 12 minutes. After 12 minutes at 325 degrees, they weren't yet done, so I moved a few around and let them go for 8 more minutes at 325 degrees. And here's what they look like after cooking for a total of 20 minutes at 325 degrees. They look absolutely perfect to me, with no blowouts from the filling, and they smell ridiculously good. So let's get them plated up and then let them cool slightly before we try them. While the poppers were cooling, we gave the crab balls a try. With the crab balls, I made a little bit of cocktail sauce, which was simply equal parts prepared horseradish and ketchup. From a looks perspective, I couldn't have asked them to turn out any better. They're perfectly golden brown and crispy on the outside, while still nice and moist on the inside. And it's without that heavy, greasy taste or feeling in your mouth when you eat fried foods. There was quite a bit of breading in these pre-made crab cakes, but there was also a good amount of crab meat too. I really think the egg and the mayonnaise I added helped with the moisture in these. I'll make these again, but I'll use my own crab cake mixture. These were cooked absolutely perfect, and just to give you an idea of what they tasted like, they reminded me of deviled crab. The crab balls were disappearing at a rapid rate, and I didn't know why until I caught the little fella red-handed, trying crab for the first time. By the smile on his face, I think he liked the crabs and Pop-Up's cocktail sauce. So let's have one more close-up look at the crab balls before he eats the rest. For a spur of the moment, doctored up pre-made crab cake mix, I couldn't have asked for these to turn out any better. Now the poppers have cooled down enough, so let's give them a try. And just like the crab balls, I couldn't have asked for them to look any better. They don't have the same color, obviously, that the smoked ones do, but they still look great. When I took my first bite, I was extremely happy with both the texture of the bacon and the pepper. The bacon was crispy and the pepper was cooked absolutely perfect. I was also glad I didn't cook these on the grill. I think the flavors were great without the added smoke, and I think the added smoke might have been too much for the crab meat. These were really rich from the bacon, crab meat, egg, and mayonnaise, but the subtle spice from the pepper is what really made these perfect. Even in the overcrowded air fryer, these turned out absolutely perfect. So back to the original question, does air fryer size really matter? Does the bigger Habor 5.8 quart air fryer cook better than the Habor 3.8 quart air fryer? In my opinion, no. They both cook absolutely perfect, even when it's overcrowded. Now of course the bigger one's going to hold more food than the smaller one, but I overloaded the big one with fried chicken and the smaller one with the jalapeno poppers, and they both performed flawlessly. If you can remember, not too long ago, I was once an air fryer critic, and I thought they were just gimmicks that took up counter space. Well, they do take up counter space, but they're not gimmicks. At least the only two air fryers that I've cooked with aren't the Habor 5.8 quart air fryer and the Habor 3.8 quart air fryer. They cook food perfectly every time, they're easy to operate, and they're easy to clean. You, the people, have my word on that. If you're in the market to get an air fryer, don't forget to check out the sale information in the description box of this video. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.